coming up in this read. This isn't you sitting there telling everybody, see, I told you so, I told you so. You're refraining from doing that. As much as you would love to do that, you're actually refraining yourself from doing that because you know that it's not going to be helpful. Hi Cancers, so we're going to be doing your September reading. Any information that you need, as always, you can find it in my pinned comment and in my description box below. If you're cross-watching for a Cancerian, then you can switch the energies around, so I could be speaking directly to you. The energy can be interchangeable, basically, and also do remember that this is general, okay? So it's not going to resonate for absolutely everybody, all right? You only take what's resonating specifically for you, and you leave what doesn't for somebody else. And please do respect the tarot, approach it with patience, an open mind, and without expectations. And finally, if you don't want to miss a video, then subscribe and stay notified. Okay, Cancers, some of yous, I don't know, but yous could have Aries placements in your chart, in very dominant positions in your chart. The Nine of Coins, the Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords, they also came out like pretty much at the start of Aries reading as well. So it's funny how you're getting really similar type of energy. Okay, now obviously I am going to clarify these, but we're going to try and make sense of this information, right? You've also got the King of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Page of Coins, right? That's an interesting combination. It feels like something to do with future generations with that page, and protecting future generations specifically. So it's like making sure that the correct version of events is being retold. So it's kind of like preserving the correct version of history, not with bits and pieces taken out, but the full version. And it's like that's how you're going to protect future generations. I'm feeling strongly there's protecting future generations here. Can you tell us more about the Five of Swords, please, Cancerians? Five of Swords, Page of Coins for Cancers. Thank you. Yeah. Magician and Ace of Swords. Yeah. Ensuring that the truth is told. Not a twisted version of events, but the actual truth. And preserving the truth. The Star and the Nine of Swords. Yeah. The Sun, the Tower, and the World. Yeah. A tower's coming to the world, and you're shedding light on distorted versions of events. So it's like you're the truth seekers and the truth tellers and the protectors of the future generations through this. There's a tower coming to the world. There's a huge shake-up, and it's very, very positive. That's why the Sun's here. So you're energetically feeling this seismic shift beneath your feet. Some of you are feeling it in the physical as well, with you being so in tune with your abilities, should we say. And you're feeling, as I said, some of you physically, you're feeling this shift. This tower that's coming to the world. And it's going to be very enlightening for a lot of people as well. So if you have been cross-watching the other signs that I've done up until this point, so that's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, if you've cross-watched any of them, you would have already seen the common thread that's running through these reads. See, I always say that it's funny when I do these monthly reads, because there almost always is that common thread that runs through all of them. And this one has been 100% the common thread that's been running through September. Now, it's strange because it's not something that I myself have given a lot of thought to. So it's really enlightening for myself as well to see this playing out in the tarot. It's been very enlightening for me too. So with that being said, Cancers, you're going to need every ounce of energy, focus, attention, determination, all of those qualities that you're known for, as well as your abilities to feel out the energies. You're going to need all of that in conjunction with each other and in harmony with each other as well. Now, I'm also seeing that some of you have been receiving a lot of very strange dreams at the moment, and it's interesting how I just accidentally flicked that and it went into reverse. So some of you could even be having nightmares as well that are very, very telling. So the nightmares that you've been having have been pertaining to the way that things could play out. And then the dreams that you've been having are pertaining to the way that things should be and the way that things could be, rather than the worst case scenario, which has been playing out in your nightmares. It's very, very interesting. You're being put in charge of the future generations here and protecting them. Absolutely. So that's the part that you have to play in this seismic shift, Cancers. Because I've noticed as well that everybody is going to have a different role to play. And it's like all these different collectives have got different roles to play. And that's the role that you're playing in this movement. It's a movement. It's a movement definitely that's playing out here. Tell you, before we pull more from the main deck, we're going to take a look at that Queen of Swords and King of Wands a second. I forgot to mention, your Nine of Coins and your Four of Swords is basically a call to arms, okay? That's why it's the same message that Aries got as well, in the same sequence. It's a call to arms. This is a global call to arms that we're seeing. Right? The time for action is right now. The time for change is right now. Can you tell us about the Queen of Swords, King of Wands, please? It's something to do with passion. How you're passionate about something. You're passionate about a specific cause. And you're using that passion of yours to drive you. Like the Queen of Swords with the King of Wands is someone who's very, very driven, very ambitious, that they will not be persuaded off their current track, and that they will not be distracted as well, because they're that dedicated. And it's clarified with the Six of Cups. Yeah. Something to do with nostalgia. And how something's important. Tell us more, please. Oh, okay. The Nine of Cups. So that's childhood, children, Yeah. And their happiness and their abundance, that's what's important for you. The happiness and the potential of the future generations. That's your drive. That's what's fueling you. You tell us about the atmosphere or the environment or the people involved or connected to this, please, for Cancerian Collective. Atmosphere, the environment, oh thank you, all of them, okay. Right, 5 of Wands, 2 of Coins, the 4 of Cups, and the 4 of Coins. Yeah, 2 4s back to back. It's an interesting one, because fours are all about stability and security. They can also be, well, the fact that it's the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Coins back to back, it's like the greed and the selfishness of others is really coming to the forefront. And it can no longer be 4 of Cups. It can no longer be ignored. It can no longer be pushed away and rejected or swept under the rug, whatever the case might be, because it's getting now to the point where it's impossible to ignore or push away 4 of Cups. It's impossible to ignore the greed and selfishness that's going on. 4 of Coins. 5 of Coins as well. Yeah, and the 5 of Cups. So you got 2 4s back to back, and then immediately after you got 2 5s back to back. And these are difficult energies as well. All of these, the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Coins, the 5 of Coins, and then the 5 of Cups, they're all really difficult energies independently, yet collectively. So that's a collective problem. It's a collective feeling. That's why it's coming out in the environment or the people involved with this or surrounded by this. It's a collective problem, and that's why it can no longer be ignored, because everybody is seeing it for what it is. But up until this point, they felt like they were powerless. They felt, well, there's nothing that I can do about it. And yet still, they sink deeper and deeper and deeper into this 5 of Coins, which is lack, not having enough. Or even for a lot of them as well, being told that they're not enough, and thereby feeling that they're not enough. Because remember, cups of feelings and emotions. And you're seeing this having a negative impact on children, future generations. And you're like, oh, hell no. No. This needs to stop with this generation. And that's where you're pulling your power from. And your ambition and your drive. That's your fuel. It's beautiful. So while this is a difficult energy, it's also really, really hopeful, Cancers, because most of yous have been on this mission, should we say, for a while, to try and get people to wake up. And up until this point, it's felt like you've been largely ignored. And now you're seeing evidence of this unrest, this discourse, this unease. And it's like bringing out this different emotion within you. 2 of Coins. This has been a long time coming. And as I've said already to the 3 other signs that I've already done, everybody is going to have their part to play. So it's vitally, vitally important that anybody who tries to tell you that you're overreaching and that you're stepping out of line, it's vitally important that you do not believe them, because you're not overreaching at all. And everybody's got a part to play in this. Right, so I didn't quite get the question out, but I was looking at it, and I was looking at the 2 of coins, right? I didn't get a chance to ask because the cards came out that quick. So yeah, to clarify, your 2 of coins, which is all about that balance, finding that equilibrium. I mean, you can see like it's the figure of 8, right? So there's always been this general assumption in society that this is the way it is because this is the way that it's always been. Well, now the people are going to make it work for them instead of for it just working for the minority. The minority who is currently driving everybody into the fucking ground. Change, metamorphosis, all of that dirty shit that people don't want to look at. Guess what? They're looking at it now. And that's the exact change that we all needed. Tell us more about this, please. Cancers. Something to do with November. This November as well. I'm just looking at the poppies. And of course, with me being in the UK, and poppies, like as soon as I see a poppy, I think about November. Just because of my position in the world, it's like every November we have memorial services for like fallen soldiers and stuff, and it's always with poppies. So there's a change coming this November. The 8 of Swords and the 7 of Coins. It's like you've been in this observer mode for a long, long time. You've been quietly watching everything that's been playing out in society, quietly watching, quietly observing. You also learn as well to a lot of you is to keep your mouth shut, because you were coming up against a lot of pushback from other people who are basically telling you that you were like full of shit and stuff. So it's like you learned to just put up and shut up, but you never stopped observing what was taking place. And what was happening next, and what was coming next, you know. You never stopped. The quiet observer. Tell us about the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Coins, please, for Cancers. This isn't you sitting there telling everybody, see, I told you so, I told you so. You're refraining from doing that. As much as you would love to do that, you're actually refraining yourself from doing that, because you know that it's not going to be helpful. Like right now, what's going to be helpful is plans. Planning and preparation. That's what's going to be helpful. Four of Cups, 4 of Coins. Why is this here, please, for Cancers? Can you tell us more? Something to do with record keeping as well. Someone's keeping records. I don't know what that's about. It could be a nod at that, ensuring that the correct version, the true version of history is going to be out there. Right, so these two clarified with two reversals. The Two of Wands and the King of Coins in reverse. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yes, indeed. So those who were hoarding their fucking wealth will tumble and fall. Boom. There it is. That's what's coming. Five of Coins and Five of Cups. Thank you. Knight of Cups, Strength, and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So the ones, us little peons, where everything was taken from and we were left with nothing, not even scraps, because of these wealth hoarders. We got the Wheel of Fortune. Fucking get in. Knight of Cups, Strength, and Wheel of Fortune. Very, very positive. I cannot get over these messages this September. It's been incredible. Really, really incredible. So, as I keep banging on about, everybody's got their own part to play in this, right? Cancers, as a collective, your part to play is all about protecting the future generations and ensuring that no distorted history is going to get out there. Because you know how they say that history is always rewritten by the victors? Well, with you being a truth seeker and a truth teller, you're going to be ensuring that everything that happened, the good, the bad, the ugly, the winners and the losers, that everybody is going to have their version told. It's weird. It's really strange how that message about history came out. It's making sure that basically the future I see, okay, so it's like that's how you're protecting the future generations, by ensuring that history is being correctly told, so that the future generations don't end up going down the same path that led to disaster, so they don't end up making the exact same mistakes that the previous generations made, because there was too much of this concealment and lying and rewriting of events. There was too much of that, and it hasn't served us well at all. So that's how you're going to be protecting the future generations. That makes perfect sense. Okay. Wow. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Loving it. What else can you tell us for Cancers, please? Thank you. Perspective. What's under there? Distraction. Yes. Yes. Exactly. You can see the current distractions. Well, I say the current distractions, like this has been building up for many, many, many years. And you could see the collective being distracted from what it was that they actually should have been looking at. You were like that to them. Guys, this is what's important. This is what you're supposed to be paying attention to. You're falling for the distractions that's being put out there. Like, what are you guys doing? Are you all walking around completely blind or something? Why are you all being gullible? You tried to wake people up. And now it's happened. Perspective. Let's have a look. Okay, number 35. Who else just had this one? Someone else just had this one out as well. I can't remember who it was. Okay, crows really do hang upside down. The birds take this position to get at the food that wouldn't be attainable otherwise. Makes perfect sense. So right now, everyone, like, we're all being starved out, basically. When you take a moment to stop, disengage and open your mind to seeing the situation from a different perspective, you might realize that there is more information available that will assist in ensuring the best course of action is taken. When perspective appears, your situation will benefit from you slowing down and holding off on any significant decision making, as you may not have all of the information that is available to ensure that all aspects of the situation are considered. I feel that this is what you tried to do for everybody else. You tried to change up their perspective. You tried to get them to look at the things that were being put out there, mainstream media, for example, that was deliberately orchestrated to act as a distraction tactic to stop an uprising of civil unrest. I don't know how else I can say that, and I'm probably going to end up getting my channel in a lot of problems, but so fuck. The messages are coming out for a reason, and I was not expecting that this month at all. Now people are seeing what it is that you were trying to tell them. Now they see it. They couldn't see it before because they were too, of course, and you can't really blame them for it, but they were too wrapped up in what was going on in their own lives. So of course they were going to fall for these distraction tactics. Of course they weren't going to see it from the perspective of the bigger picture. But now they do. So it's not all been in vain, Cancers. Not at all. It's amazing. Else, please, for Cancers. Oh, wow. It's half the deck. Okay. Make waves, mermaid. Interesting. You rock. You can, and you will. I believe in you. You're so enough. Inhale the future. Exhale the past. So some of you felt that it was hopeless, and the universe is saying, oh no, this shit's only just begun. It's not hopeless, and you're plenty enough to take on this challenge as well. You're important to the future generations. Else, please, for Cancers. Cancer Collective. Thank you. The power of meow. Activate per mantra. Power of meow. So when you think about cats, and funnily enough, look at the illustration that they've used for that as well. That's a fat cat. how very interesting. I was about to say, when you think about cats, you think of home and hearth and comforts and life's little luxuries and being comfortable, being safe. Or at least that's what I think about when I think about cats. You know, imagining a cat laying in front of a fire and how privileged it is that it's got this fire and that it's got this safe house that the fire is in, that they can fall asleep in front of. So I had that imagery in my head, and then I saw that was actually a fat cat, which, as you know, who do we call the fat cats? Very interesting. And that bell as well. Bell. So you'd put a bell on your cat's collar to stop it from killing songbirds. I'm feeling that there's a message behind that one. There's definitely a message there. Alarm bells. So the birds would be the collective. Us regular people, we would be the birds. And there's alarm bells ringing everywhere right now. Of course, because people's homes and stability and way of life is being threatened by these fat cats. That's the message. Wow. I was trying to figure out how on earth are they two tied in with each other, but that's it. Okay, so I do need to leave that one there, Cancers. If you feel that you could benefit from a personal reading, then you can place your booking at phoenixkeyatarot.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.